What's up, good people? It is your host, Drake, with Black Horn Humor. Back with my rest of my hosts, rest of the team, rest of the squad. We have Leah uh, right here. And right here with you, we got our man BTG, Baylor for president. What's cracking?
If you get caught with the lights out, that's your fault. We told
Man,
you.
hey,
Hey, for
better
months, keep them lights on.
better cover them feet. That's all I know. If anything, you better cover them feet.
Oh,
And we're back. This is a three-parter, y'all. This is an review of a series. This is the first series that we've ever covered, correct?
correct.
Hmm.
Man, and it wasn't a light one. This was a heavy bite. This was a hard chew. Okay, we had to drink a lot of water with this. All right, this is like a Popeyes biscuit
Yeah,
after a
overcooked.
workout, over
Yeah,
Mm.
with extra flour. You
yeah.
feel me? No honey. This was like,
You gotta give me at least one honey packet.
man,
At least
the
one.
same, but they
Listen,
didn't though. That's what this was. This was that. Okay, this is them. We're reviewing the series from Amazon Prime. Them, and we're gonna break this down three in three parts. So it's gonna be first three episodes, 1 through 3. Then it's gonna be 4, 5, 6. Then go 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 episodes in total for this series, and it's an anthology, correct?
correct. Yeah, so next
Hmm.
season is going to be something different.
Totally different.
And this is once again season 1. A black family moves to North Carolina to all white Los Angeles neighborhood in 1953. This was West Compton, correct?
East Compton.
East
East
Compton.
Compton.
East Compton.
Moved to East Compton, where their idyllic home becomes ground zero for malevolent. Oh my God, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Malevolent.
Malevolent forces. First episode, all episodes dropped April 9th, 2021. Composer is Mark Corvin. Created by Little Marvin, and executive producer is Lena White. Now, it'll been a little controversy within this, but we go give our spin. We go give our perspectives like we always do here at Black Corner Humor. But hey, bite down, get ready. Come in with open hearts and minds. And once again, as we always do, keep them lights on.
Hmm.
Yes, we watched this, so you don't have to.
Yeah, you already know. You already know. So, then episode 1. What were your feelings with episode 1 with them?
It set the tone for me.
Mm.
I honestly didn't know what I was getting myself into after watching the first episode. I think I hit both y'all up and was like, "What do y'all have me watching?" No, Baylor specifically, because I think Baylor, you were watching it ahead of us, and it was you watched it, I watched it, then Drake watched it.
That was
Hmm.
the
And
last one.
after the first episode, I did not know the roller coaster that I had gotten on.
Yeah. Yep.
And, and let me tell y'all something. Episode 1, it lets you know it could be some buffoonery in here. You know, it comes off as a very direct film. It has not film, but once again, I keep saying film because it feels like a movie because it's so intense. Every episode was like, ooh, right there. And I think it's more of a drama than a horror, and that they even classified it as a drama. When I tell you the frustration that I felt, episode 1, it once again, I read some of the reviews. Like I saw Twitter, I read their Twitter reviews, and I always give things a chance. But episode 1, that we spoke about not too long ago, it was like, man, just that feeling when they rolling through town
Hmm.
when
Yeah,
they.
the part. So there were a couple different things in episode one that stuck out to me, and it was how they looked to be satisfied in their home where they were on the dirt road until they had strangers in their space, and then they were strangers in another town, and how the music matched the mood in the car. It
Mm-hmm.
was up and peppy and happy. And then as they got closer to their home, it started slowing down and becoming more warped until they
Mm-hmm.
pulled into the driveway. And I think that was a
Going
very
to the promised
good
land.
use of music.
We're heading across the river. Wash your sins away in the tide. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Forget troubles, come
Uh-oh,
on, get
girls.
happy.
Look over
It's
there.
time to
It's
chase for
ugly old Bella
adventure.
Lugosi picking rubbish out
Shout
of Ben's
hallelujah,
trash
come on,
can.
get happy. Get ready
My daddy
for
watches too many
judgment day.
pictures.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Chase your cares away. Hallelujah, get happy. Chase your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment
Palm
day. Sun is
trees.
shining, come on, get happy. Lord is waiting to take your hand. Hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. Heading across the river.
Here we
Wash
are,
your
girls.
sins away in the tide. It's all so peaceful on the other side. 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 It's all so peaceful on the other side.
Nice neighborhood though.
Fuck that neighborhood.
I mean,
Man,
that's like the promised land. That's what we always saw as something to strive for.
Uh-huh.
Is the nice, clean, cookie cutter homes. You know all your neighbors, and
the
it's a place
American
for a
dream.
kid. Of course, like that's what you're sold, and it's interesting how they use the music to convey the feelings of what's happening in the car.
Uh-huh.
Man, and when you say that, I never wanted because that feeling right there. Once again, they do an excellent job within this series to putting you in. From my perspective, make you feel like you're in the series.
Hmm.
From once again, my perspective, I feel the look the father gave. He knew what was up. He knew what was up
Uh-huh.
right then, like pulling into it. I think the rest of them, and it's a beautiful family. I was just look when they were playing the little happy music and stuff. Hallelujah, you're happy. Um, you made it to the promised land. I'm just looking at the daughters. The melanin in their skin. They found a nice, beautiful chocolate family. Look like me. Look the smiles, and they wanted peace. But if this just pulling them to that neighborhood, the looks they were receiving, and they've been ostracized, that it felt like they were on a different planet. If that,
Would y'all have been able to stay? Like y'all paid for the house already? Y'all already moved out of your other house and drove across country because they came from North Carolina
correct?
all the way to California.
Hmm.
And
Uh-huh.
would y'all have stayed?
It depends on what time we're talking about. Like I said, if I'm
Like in that time where you are, you drove up, right? You made the decision as the head of the household that you all are going to move into this house, to this neighborhood. Would you all stay?
maybe, I mean, 'cause
Yeah,
you see what the husband was dealing with. He was dealing with his own demons, which means like he either could stand up for what's right, or he could be what we call a coon.
Mm,
You know what I mean? He can go out there and shuckle, or whatever the case may be, in front of the boss man, and play his part. But even if he did that, once he get back home, like you said, they burning shit into his lawn, hanging dolls, and killing dogs and all kind of shit like that. So I don't,
A
I don't,
lot of stuff has happened.
me personally, especially if I got two girls, I'm probably leaving.
Would no, I mean like day one, you drove there and you
Oh,
get
Well,
looks.
day one, I mean, because I'm coming all the way from Tennessee, so at that point, it's like we gotta sit down for a minute. I mean, I might consider moving across town to where my family is at.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna stay. But I'll probably end up dead. I'll probably end up snapping way before. That moment when I was on top of the roof putting up an antenna, I think we're skipping ahead, but we'll come to that in a minute. That's when I'll be like, yeah. I would have been like Macho Man Randy Savage. I would have jumped off that roof on him. Like legit.
Stay right there. Don't
Yeah,
move.
stay right there. But day one, I can't run on day one. That's the other thing. They win. They win right there.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. They already won.
Man.
They
Something
already
that
won. The only thing that you doing is prolonging the pain.
no, well, if I prolong no, I would disagree. It's I see your perspective, absolutely understand it. But if it
I'm
wasn't
I'm
for these
more I'm more of prevent than making a strategy in the game. If I can prevent it, then that's what I'm going to do.
yeah.
So I'm not about to take that 3 to 4 day drive. And the only reason why I know it take that long is because I actually met somebody in the jacuzzi that was taking their parents to Tennessee. But honestly, I'm not about to turn my family back around, drive through all those cities and states. No, 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 no. I'm gonna go over there to Watts or Inglewood, and that's where we're gonna be.
So, peep game, I think about Ruby Bridges in this situation. Okay,
Uh-huh.
um, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to go through that pain. Somebody got to sacrifice for us to be in the position we're at now. And that's how I feel with this. They were the second family, so it was one family that was there already.
No,
Okay,
Uh-huh.
they were third.
they
They
were
were
the
third.
third. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they were third.
And someone got to. It's going to have to keep taking it. What's my man Marshawn Lynch say? If you want to make a change, if something keep getting your way, you gotta keep doing what? Let me see if y'all know. If y'all don't know, it's okay. You gotta run in their motherfucking face. You gotta run through their motherfucking face.
And if anybody agrees with that, especially with him, it's definitely me.
And that's why I
There
feel
was
with this.
there was no Marshawn Lynch back then.
But I disagree because I think he was a Marshawn Lynch. It
No,
didn't look like it. But that's what he
no.
was struggling with. If we pay attention, he would try to be cool. But remember, he got to that point. He started to snap. That demon was getting to him. He was running through their motherfucking face.
But the thing is, it was flared up because he has to protect his family. So throughout the series, you can see things that kept building up and building up and building up. But I don't know if I'm able to make it to episode 6, 8, or 10.
I
I'm
understand.
probably tapping out at episode 4 because I either left or I snapped.
And that's what I agree with. I said the same thing about me. I think was episode one is them moving in, settling in, understanding that it was a little bit more to that lease and that contract they put on that house than what the
That
wife
part,
knew.
mm, where they
Um,
were, even that still of, her asking, "What do you mean this contract is not supposed to be uh done for anybody who has Negro blood? Is only supposed to be for the
mhm.
Caucasian race." And the realtor is like, "Oh, don't worry about that. As soon as you sign the contract, you can start paying on the house." But she also said that the house, you will not have any equity in the house until it is paid off. So they're already getting a raw deal of, if anything happens to the home, they will not own it. The bank will still own it.
Yeah.
and there will be no equity in it until it is paid off. And though in those kinds of questions, that's where I'm like, the communication between husband and wife, because she was like, well, how come you didn't bring this up to me? She didn't know that. He said he knew. And she was like, well, why didn't we talk about this?
And you want to know what the crazy part is? We don't ever really bring this part up. Is that if they really wanted to sell that house, they really wanted to buy that house, and that particular part in the contract was um, questionable or disturbing, why not print up a whole new contract without that being in it?
And she could have and didn't. But it was only to protect the bank in case anything happened, because her thing was, her explanation was something to the effect of, oh, those are discriminatory laws that are not upheld anymore.
Yeah.
So why don't we have new contracts without this information? Because it was written in clear as day. I'm sure the I mean, I know that was for like cinematic effects,
Hmm.
but I'm sure that was more of a fine print thing. But it's wild that that was like in there as clear as day, and they chose to leave it in there instead of having it reprinted, like you said.
Hey, and I'll shoot the husband some. I'll shoot the husband some bail. It's there's certain things that I don't tell my wife because I know the reaction. We already know. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I've been in a situation before where I know what my wife wants and I'm able to provide it, but it might it might be uncomfortable if I tell her how I'm about to go about getting it.
But no, I understand that
When you
fully.
when you trying to please when you're trying to please your wife or better your situation for your family, but maybe signing a contract that your
So
wife might not approve of.
he's trying to work in what's in he believes in her best interest, and once again, what he believes in her best interest and his family's best interest. Because and don't forget, like once again, we may have passed over a little bit. It was a scene that happened at the beginning of the show that they don't show the full of it yet, but the mother went. Look, can I? Is it safe to say insane? She kind of
No,
snapped.
I don't think she went
uh,
insane.
I
I
can't.
don't think I don't think that's fair,
I can't.
because she's fully aware of what she's doing. She's very cognizant of what's happening. She's not crazy. I think
That's what they
that
were
I think
calling her,
that
crazy.
I
That
think that but that
Yeah,
and
dismisses.
I'm not saying she
but
went fully. I think she came back, but a certain period in her life
I think she
between,
was depressed.
I
I
don't.
I
think
think that was more. I think that was more than depressed. That was something different.
I
That was not
think that
depression.
she was just emotional, and what I mean by that is when you she's dealing with depression. She's dealing with also protecting herself and her family while her husband is not around. You know what I mean? And what she and her past. So you got all these different emotions going on. The same thing with the husband. It's just too many emotions. And no, I wouldn't say insane. I would say rage. I would
I would say
say
enraged. I'll take enraged.
I would take
yeah,
that too.
Yeah, but to
because
call her insane or crazy, I think that's dismissive of her experience, because
I'm not. I don't think
it's
that. I don't. I can't. I'm not. I'm not saying that.
I will
I'm
only agree.
saying
I will
I
only
would.
agree
I
with
would.
you if she went insane with none of that happening to her.
But it once again,
She was
something
perfect.
happened to her.
But she
I
was
said
perfectly fine until
I agree. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. But we have to say same thing with PTSD. People may not have it unless something happens to them. I'm not saying she just
you're
woke up
right.
one
So,
day.
but that doesn't make me. If I hear fireworks, which happened today, and happens all the time, some random ass fireworks go off, I'm gonna jump
Mhm.
because it's similar to gunshots. That doesn't make me insane.
I think that she was reactionary to her situation. I don't think that she was insane or crazy because she was very conscious. She was lucid. She knew exactly what was going on, and some of her stuff was reactionary, some of it was calculated or strategic. But to say that she was insane or crazy um, or something of that, it made it seem like she's out of control
What?
in some sense.
But she did experience that. But everything you're saying that she did experience that. That's something that she was going through.
But
And
I
insanity
think she
is
took it
the
more. I think they were actually more patient than what how we would react today.
I'm not arguing that either. I'm not. But the definition of insanity, mental illness of such a severe nature that a person cannot distinguish fantasy and reality, cannot conduct his or her affairs due to psychosis, or the subject to uncontrollable impulsive behavior. Insanity
So
is not a concept discussed in court to help distinguish guilt from innocence. So,
That's exactly what I was saying. I wouldn't call her insane because she was very aware of the difference in what's going on in reality and what's going on with, because she went to go visit the lady, and the lady told her about the man in black hat. She has some spiritual warfare going on, absolutely. But I wouldn't say that she was psychotic or insane or crazy.
I would say
uh,
she was outsane because that's exactly what this film is about. I mean, the show,
mm,
this series is about. She did go insane because the burn on her daughter's neck before the burn was there. The demons, we call them, the spiritual warfare. You would say that's what she was experiencing, insanity.
I can't call somebody insane who's going through spiritual warfare because that's
But
dismissive of what's happening.
I
She
can say
didn't
that.
she didn't say that the spiritual warfare that she's experiencing or whatever, because she even told her daughter, she was like, "Hey, we're gonna keep this between two of us. Miss Vera isn't real. Let's understand that." So she was very lucid. She understood what was happening.
not
No
at all
way,
times.
Drake.
No, not at
Drake.
all times. She did not.
I will say this. I will say this. I get where you're
The
coming
whole
from.
family was insane.
I
To be
I
real.
I'll give you the burn on the neck and stuff like that, but that could also be chalked up as she just tripping. I think if anybody I think if anybody had went insane, it was the older daughter.
But what I'm trying to tell you, all of them were. So the definition of insanity, all of them went insane because of what they were experiencing, and that's what I'm getting at.
But I think,
And I think the mother was the
mm,
first.
nah, I don't think I can't.
Man, what that mother went through. Come on,
Yeah, but what she
look.
went
Once
through,
again, I'm not trying to skip ahead because we're talking about the first three episodes here. But
Okay.
man,
I thought she
it
reacted.
shows.
I thought she reacted how anybody would react.
That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
I think it was I think it was a reasonable reaction. And I think she was reacting to her real life situation, not a psychotic break.
I disagree.
Can okay, Drake, answer this then. Can you go insane and be wrong?
Yeah,
Okay. Can you go insane and be right?
yeah.
I disagree. If you're right, there's nothing insane about that. What you
A
saying is
broken clock
actually
is
happening.
correct twice a day.
That has nothing to do with what he just asked you. That has nothing to do
No,
with
no,
Tell me
anything.
no, no,
why.
That
no.
has
Because
nothing to do with
if
anything.
I'm telling you, and
Mhm.
I'm freaking out every day, I'm like, bro, there's aliens among us. They are aliens among us. If I'm right, that's not me going insane, nigga. That's me telling you the truth. You just didn't listen. But if I'm
But
wrong, now you have the right to
but
call.
a person that is going through a psychotic break, and I've dealt. You and me do this work. I've been around people that fought schizophrenia. Was victims of it, unfortunately.
That's a
And the
disability.
illness and insanity is a part of it. It goes hand in
With
hand.
disabilities, they have medication, whether it works or not. They have medication for that.
What I'm getting at,
She didn't need any type of medication because
she
she
once
wasn't
again,
insane.
I'm not trying to skip ahead in the series, but I know what I'm talking about
What are
right
you
here.
talking about?
Look.
Because we're doing one through three right here, right?
Yes.
I did skip ahead by saying the daughter. But that's the only person I feel like who who crossed that line.
I think all of them crossed the line. All of them,
I thought the
starting with the
dad
mother.
I thought the dad was dealing with his inner demons. I thought the mom was trying to warn and protect her family or whatever. And in the midst of it, she was enraged and she was emotional, as she should be. The younger daughter, you could just say that was her imagination that ran wild.
Whatever you try to classify it and label it, but what I just read the definition of insanity. They all were seeing things that were not there. Simple as that.
Have you
Then
been in spiritual warfare before?
in that
So
case,
see, and what you're doing right here is talking about that's nothing but the devil. That's what's
No,
happening right
I'm
here.
not. I'm asking you a genuine question.
I have.
Have you ever been in spiritual warfare?
I have. But I
Okay.
also been
So
dealt with mental illness as well.
okay, while I can agree mental illness is absolutely relevant in this series.
Mhm.
I will say spiritual warfare is very real. It is
So
a very real thing in this series.
and one thing in this series, what did they not mention? What did they not have in this series much at all?
What are you talking about?
In
Drake,
this series,
are you telling me the ability to turn my insanity on and off when I want to?
you about it's a struggle.
No, but I just said I'm able to control when I want to.
And no, I'm not saying that.
Okay, so you said this lady had no control of her or what was going around her
She
or
was
how she
battling
handled
it.
she was battling real life.
Okay.
Niggas was coming outside and standing on the sidewalk staring at their house.
And she was also seeing and acting to things that were not there as well. That was caused because of those things that was happening to her.
What did she
She
see?
had
What did
real
she
demons
see?
that she was fighting. And you're saying you can't have it both ways.
What you
You
mean?
can't have it both ways.
What did she see that wasn't there?
The what's the little girl, the demon, Mrs. whatever, the
Miss
teacher,
Vera,
Miss Vera.
Okay, you talking
which
about that the little girl quote unquote made up.
Yeah, and it wasn't the white dude at the end. The whole speed, the legend speed.
the
Once again,
man in
we
the
can
black
battle.
hat.
And that's the thing about it. We
But
jumping ahead.
but he was real.
Once again, my
You
perspective.
can't have it both ways.
Which way are you? What are you
Because
saying? I'm
either
confused.
because okay, so you're
Drake,
saying that
we have
she's insane, and the definition that you read is a person who's insane or going through psychosis cannot tell the difference between reality and what's going on in their imagination. We are both saying she's very clear of what's happening in reality,
So you
even
believe
though
this
she's
normal? You
also
believe all these things she experiencing is real?
it. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
See, I disagree. I think she's
Because
dealing.
she's also fighting a spiritual battle that's happening in another realm. These all things are happening at the same time.
And that's
And
when
if
you
you
keep
are in,
saying I'm
it's
trying to
her
play both
reaction. All I'm
sides.
saying is her reaction is very reasonable. To say that she's crazy is dismissive of her experiences that she's had. There's nothing that has happened in episodes 1 through 3 that would make you say, oh, she's crazy or she has gone insane. She is very depressed. She is very much in her feelings. She has a lot that she's going through. She may be manic depressive, but at this point, she's trying to get on to live a normal life. She is reactionary to her real life situation, but she's not going around. And we'll talk about that in the later episode. But in episodes 1 through 3, she's not reacting to things that are not there.
Yes, she is. Okay. I
What
don't
did,
know what y'all watching compared to what I'm watching.
what did
And
she
two,
react? What did she
her own
react to that
family
wasn't
called
real?
her crazy. Her own family called that was in the series. That
Which is this?
fucking
What I'm
time.
saying is, it is dismissive of what
And
she's
I'm not being
experiencing.
dismissive. I am
You,
labeling.
you
I'm not
are.
being dismissive.
You're
Because
saying she's
if I was
crazy
being
and insane.
dismissive, I would never say it. She just doing it for no reason. I said from the very start, her experience with what brought her there. So you can't say I'm being dismissive. That doesn't even make sense.
No, but
You're just making
besides
an argument that's not there. It's not an argument. It's the
no,
truth. Well, it's
besides
not the
her
truth. It's a fact.
experience, that brought her there, she's now dealing with the new problems. You got to
And they're
understand
still
her.
there.
No.
Which
You got to
again, I'm
understand.
not dismissing. Once again, y'all have used several times. I'm not dismissing
No,
any
no,
of
no, no.
that.
I'm not talking. I'm not. I don't care about the whole dismiss or not. What I'm
Okay,
saying is, she came in. She moved to a neighborhood that enhanced more issues that
correct,
created this rage.
correct.
If those people didn't stay there, or if Compton was, it looked like how it looks now back then you can't say that she was what do you call it, insane, because she wouldn't be going through these issues that causes that type of rage.
Then see, you're using the word rage. I'm using the word insanity.
I'm using rage because you using insane. I'm using rage because she walked out in the middle of the street and yelled at the whole block and said, "Leave her family alone." That's
And
not insanity
that's
to
just
me.
one. That's
That's
just
just
one scene though. But when she's seeing different things around the house and she thinking her daughter's been burned and all that shit, they're and the whole purpose of these white people, and this especially at the end of episode 1, is to drive her insane. That was their purpose. That's why I'm confused how we get in here. Why I'm like, y'all acting like I'm like tripping. No, that was the purpose of them. That was the purpose. What they're trying to do is to make them crazy, just like the previous two owners of the black owners of that community or that house.
even if their
Saying that's just right in there.
even if their goal was to drive her insane, that doesn't mean that she's going to turn insane. They can just drive her going crazy, period. But they're driving her to emotion. That's all they're doing. She is right in what's happening. I can see if these what if all the goddamn nice white neighbors was treating her right, but in her head she feels like they're attacking me. That's insanity. What they're doing to her is really bothering her, and she's reacting to it emotionally as she should. How does that make her insane?
She's saying things that are not there.
I'm just trying to understand how
And
you're
that I can
saying
end it right there. I
that the
don't think
things are
it's
not there. That's what I don't understand. What do you mean the things are not there?
what's
Is this
the
spiritual battle that they're fighting?
I don't. Once again, I said it. I haven't said it here, but I've said it before. I think there's mental illnesses they are all fighting, social issues they are all fighting. I'm not putting into a spiritual. I've said that, and that's when you say I'm trying to play both sides. I don't. I'm not. This is my side. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. Episode 3. Where are we on episode 3?
What's episode 3?
Because episode 2, the dog dies. The dad goes to work, and
Ruby
the
goes to school,
daughter goes to school.
and the pie was baked. Oh, y'all remember the pie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he struggled with that part.
yeah. That's so they go to the house. They're playing spades, by the way.
In which I don't know. So I don't know the lady's role or her relationship with the husband. Is that his sister or cousin?
Yeah, I think this
I
is
know that's
cousin.
I know that's his side of the family. But she had brought up the son.
They didn't know.
Right.
They didn't know that the son didn't make it.
Mm. So episode 3 was pretty short. Episode 3, day 4. About to share a scene that is very impactful in my opinion, and it showed the
Oh man.
The Three Stooges.
walking. Hey, what? Very disrespectful.
Oh, the way they
walk
cuff
across
their
a man's
pants. Oh my gosh.
Light his ass up, Marty.
I don't remember him throwing that now.
Gracie, inside now. Now.
That's right, little girl. Go on, play.
Ooh.
Hey, come on down, Fox.
About goddamn time.
Oh, we didn't even talk about her.
she got a whole episode dedicated to her.
Oh,
Gentlemen.
Jim. Why don't you come down here? Need a word.
Before or after you pick up that beer can?
It slipped out of my hands. Now that bitch wife of yours put hands on my boy. So you and us gonna talk.
Sir, I've got children in my house.
God damn it, we've got children.
What the hell did I just tell you?
Then my wife touch your child.
Well, maybe not touch, but scared him pretty good.
Why don't you let him come down and tell his side of the story?
It's no his side, Clark.
You coming down? Or we coming up?
You come up, you're coming down a lot faster. If I come down there, story's gonna end the same way, just gonna take a little longer.
Real tough, huh, Buck?
We said we'd take care of this at the meeting tonight.
We're taking care of it now.
Are you coming down or not?
I need you to ask.
He ain't asking, he's telling.
I need you to ask. So when I give you what you're asking for, we don't have any misunderstanding.
You threatening us?
You first, then you, then you.
There's 3 of us.
Coons are as strong as apes.
Marty?
It's your kid.
Keep that fucking mammy away from my kid. You hear me?
Got our eyes on you. King Kong.
Like I said, off the top rope.
Oh yeah.
All 3
I'm
at
coming
once.
I'm coming down with an elbow.
There you
It's your
should.
kid. Come on, there's 3 of us.
That right there, that my blood pressure, that heartbeat. Oh, I felt that. I felt all that. And it's just simply because the ignorance, the hate, and it was okay in the beginning of the episode. Start off with his son peeing on their linen that was outside on the drying curtains. Wife saw it, chased the little motherfucker, didn't do nothing to him. The mother grabbed him and went on. And I say this: the depiction of white women they have in this series is like spot on. That whole fueling the man behind scenes, what are you gonna do about it? Trying to the fight, but just because they're not in the front lines doesn't mean you're excused from that behavior and the history of racism, especially here in America. Because this right here, from Emmett Till all the way to what you see, the brother that was in New York that was bird watching, the calling 911, the defense and protection, and having someone to do your dirty work. The hate it runs deep. And once again, this series push on it so clearly.
Know how a household is ran. Okay.
That's if you a married man, you know what's up. You absolutely know what's up.
So if you think, just think, if my wife, she holds a large portion of power. You know what I mean? So just imagine back in those times, married white lady. Oh man, that's Thanos level right there.
It's still, man. It's still that. But I'm gonna say it's not as strong because you're able to point it out more because they keep getting busted with it now.
Oh yeah.
I made a TikTok earlier. You gotta play that victim role. Then you push on. You point the finger, and you try to point that cannon or that gun or that whatever the machete. That's what did it to me. That's what we have right here, and it's frustrating once again. And the fear, unfortunately, I got DB. Shout out to Truckcast. He likes that when, he expressed that he likes when white people scared. That just because he's black, they're scared of him. That could also be dangerous. That's why instead of them using, reasonable, fair conversation and force with us, they want to pull out a gun on us. because we're strong as an 8. You know, no, I'm a human being just like anybody else. But they don't want to see us like that. We always got, once again, it feel like we're from a different planet because the looks and the glares and the stares, it doesn't feel like not only we belong, but and there's nothing wrong with us. It just feel like we got some creatures, some entities here that just doesn't understand. That they just have fear of understanding, and that what builds that hate right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're so ignorant. Mm-mm-mm. But and the very next scene, if I may play again, you know, that's when, you know, it feels good. Let me tell you that it feels good when you get around your people.
I can't eat no Jamaican.
I love these people.
Now, look here. We ain't seen Lucky since Aiden signed that paper, right? I say we hold him up. Yes. Come on now.
Great idea. I like to deliver a toast. Thank you, Hazel, for the ham, for everything, and to everybody here. Even though I know y'all and you don't know me, because we all lost touch. But
It's okay, baby. Take your time.
I feel welcome here with family. And y'all come too. Y'all come to Compton. It's not even that far. You can come visit. Thank you. Cheers.
So where y'all at over in Compton?
Over on Palmer Drive.
You heard about that family?
Hey. She don't need to hear all that yang now.
Wait, what?
Girl, a colored family moved over there. They say the wife skinned the kids, the husband shrank their heads.
You always talking as unsubstantiated shit.
Whatever. Either way, that ain't shit we do unless white folks drive them to it.
You need to listen more and less of this. To luck. 'Cause baby, you're gonna need it. To luck, everyone.
How about Jesus?
Love. Gracie, don't touch the metal, it's hot.
Oh yeah, and that's when they go and he sees the tap dance man in the TV. I forgot about that when they went to go buy the TV that day.
I think they bought that a little bit earlier. I think those are.
Yeah, that's why he was setting it up on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first 3 episodes, I really felt like we got a good glimpse as to who the family is, what they face. And at the end of the 3rd episode, I didn't know who the intended audience was. And I still was not sure what kind of ride I was going to be on, because the police showed up too quick after she came out in the 2nd episode, ready to shoot because the dog died. And then the dog didn't just die, his head was turned backwards in the basement, and they blamed it on some kind of animal. But she came out gun toting, and she was ready to start just taking people out. They called the police, had the police come over. She then had her daughters and her husband get ready for work and school, and now see day 4, she was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to go be around family, not just people who look like me, but people who at least know me. So to get that comfort. So I still wasn't sure at this point really what I was getting into, but I think that this is probably the most comfortable part of the series. Just the first 3 episodes. That's as comfortable as you're gonna get.
I didn't get that comfortable.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's as comfortable as you're gonna get because it's just gonna get rough as the episodes go on.
Right.
Like with first three, it wasn't even about with me. It was just the standard was set because at the end of set three, I believe that's when they set the yard on fire for the first time. And once again, yard on fire. That is mighty serious. You know the in. I know this is in Cali, but I know a lot of black people. Just like it shows, a lot of black people came from the South to Cali. Um, but and that's it's not even a black thing. This is a white thing. This is walking across, fucking with somebody's yard. We get your ass fucked up. One of the main things why me and my wife are together because when on our first date, I made sure to walk all the way around to the sidewalk and not step across the yard. And when her neighbors came by, he like, that's a good one right there. I saw him do that. A lot of guys don't do that anymore. And this is like in 2006. And this is in 50s.
54, 53, 54.
And it's once again I pay attention to all those. Once again, we can call them microaggressions, but they were heavy aggressions then. You walking across my yard and you set my yard on fire. You have the nerve to do that. That's like a clear indication of disrespect. And you can call me monkey, do all this, but you stepping in my yard, man, a fight go with that. You that like people get shot for that. You know, simple as that. You don't do that. I know a lot of people don't understand the morals, but they know exactly what they're doing.
Mhm.
So that's why I said that standard. They have no respect for this family. Of course, they're saying they want them gone. They show fear for this family. They don't want to understand and communicate with this family, and they want to continue to build up more hate and putrid animosity towards them just to get them out, to get the old thing back, to make their neighborhood great again. That's what I see with these first three episodes.
And Betty was the ringleader.
Bitch ass Betty. It's a lot of Betty still in this world too.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right. Bailey, you got any closing thoughts on the first three episodes?
Hell yeah. Stay off my lawn.
Stanley.
Stay off my line and I wish you would throw a goddamn can at me.
What my daughter playing right there.
And the thing is, I probably would have reacted different knowing that my daughter was down below by herself. I probably would have had to jump down off that goddamn roof.
Just tell me.
I wouldn't even hit the ladder. Like I would just Superman down. Like it would be.
I'm telling you, you gotta hit them with that side suplex they used to do back in the day, where you get all three of them at once. They ain't gonna see that coming.
Or at least, like they say, if you know you're gonna be in a situation where the odds are stacked up against you, you got to take one of them out and take one of them out.
Yeah, I always say when you getting jumped, I always grab one. You got to put you got to put everything into that one. You ain't gonna be able. Don't spread out the ass whooping. You got to condense it into that one person. Because after they go back and talk, that one will be able to tell a different story. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Everybody else,
I ain't gonna be able to say nothing at all.
That's what I'm saying. What happened to you, man? He the one got a hold
jaw
of.
wired shut. He can't talk.
We fucked him up, but he fucked you up. That'll give you the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so man, so it's first three episodes that y'all have it, man. Them, oof. I'm glad I'm drunk. I'm glad I'm at this level right now. Just even watching these clips bring us back to it. But y'all got the next three coming up to y'all very soon. Okay. And once again, y'all make sure to check us out for the next episode of Black Horror Humor. It's been your host, and that's HOSTS, with Drake, Leah, and Baylor. Look forward to seeing y'all real soon. Make sure to follow us on all social media, from Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, that's where we're at BHH Podcast. Is and at Black Horror Humor on Instagram, PHA Pod on Twitter, and follow us and listen to us anywhere you can listen to a podcast at Black Horror Humor, and check us out on YouTube at Black Horror Humor. Y'all take it easy. Peace. And keep them lights on.